When you're ready, we're ready.
The hardest thing for Christians to do is to stay intact with Christianity. It seems so tempting for Christians to break our bond with God and go do daily sins that this world has taught society it is okay to commit. The sin I see most is cussing. People say they are just words, but they mean much more than that. They can be filled with hate and evil. Matthew 15:18 says, "But what comes from the mouth proceeds from the heart and can defile a person." No matter how bad the sin may seem to be, all sin is equal. And that means each sin will hurt our relationship with God just as much as the other. So why do we sin with no worry? Is it because you want to impress your friends? Is it because you want to fit in? Or is it simply because you're afraid to be different? And that's what I think it ultimately comes down to. Fear always somehow finds a way to stand between us and God. The definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is likely to cause pain or can be a threat. Everyone fears something. It's impossible to avoid. However, it's not impossible to get past. Fear pushes us away from God a lot of the time, or stops us from getting closer to Him. God wants to help guide us through our fears so that we can relentlessly pursue Him. And as we do that, we should be evangelizing so that others can pursue Him. That's another one of our fears. We fear to evangelize. 1 John 4:18 says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love." It is God's perfect love that will cast out fear in our life. We shouldn't be afraid to show our love for God. Who cares what others say, and who cares what others may think? I don't care if fear tries to stand in front of me, because I will step over that fear, and I will step over anything that stands between me and my God, because He is the prize I so desire. And who knows? Maybe when others see this kind of love and excitement, they might follow. James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3 says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness." As we move through life, we will come across challenges, and we will come across challenges that may make us want to quit. As Nick Vujicic, an inspirational speaker, said, "There are some times in life where you fall down and you don't feel like you have the strength to get up, so you give up. After you fail 100 times to get up and you give up, you're never going to get up. However, it's not the end, because eventually you're going to find the strength to get up." The way I see it, when we fall and we give up, we lose our concentration on God. And when we lose our concentration, we shut Him out. It is our ultimate challenge to live for God and live as He did. But how can we live for Him if we fall down and we give up? Quite honestly, we have no idea when the world may end. It could end in a year. It could end in 60 years. It can even end in the next few seconds. A few months ago, I was riding in a car with one of my friends. And a car sped up and cut him off, and he used every foul word and phrase I have ever heard in my life. At that moment, I said, "If you were to die right now, would you go to heaven?" And he said, "Yes." And I asked, "Why?" And he said, "Because I believe in God." You see, that may not be enough. It is one thing to say I believe in God, but it takes faith to be able to say I live for God. And that's what will get our names in the book of life. Don't live your life saying, "Oh, I'll start tomorrow," because you don't know if you're going to have a tomorrow. Live your life the way you need to, so that when you die, make sure your name is found in the book of life. And when you find your name in the book of life, make it known that you made it to heaven. Thank you.